All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and it is fight week. Gervonta Davis, Frank Martin in Las Vegas. And Gervonta gave a very interesting interview and made an admission about fear going into a boxing match. And that is probably the reason why he accomplished something and somebody else didn't. And it's called respect. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division where we got another big fight week coming up. And this one is going to be in Vegas, Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin. And it is going to be a fight, I think, that is going to be exciting. It's a fight card that is a very, very good fight card. Really looking forward to it. In the lead in, I had some people send me some videos and ask me to give my thoughts on something, excuse me, that, I got to get my little morning coffee, something that Gervonta Davis had said about Ryan Garcia and how he was fearful and worried going into that fight because he had seen all the damage that Ryan Garcia was doing to other fighters. So does that mean that he is not what he seems to be? That he's somebody that is less secure and less confident than he leads people to believe? And what will that mean for a fight with Frank Martin, who is also knocking out a lot of people? Now, before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really makes a huge difference to the channel, especially to everybody that supports and the super thanks. But let's get into this. Gervonta Davis being afraid and fearful of Ryan Garcia going into that fight makes a whole lot of sense. Why wouldn't you be if you were Gervonta Davis? Now, hindsight is 20/20. And that means that, you can always look back in something that happened in the past. And since you know everything that happened in the past, it makes it gives you, a different view of what you were looking at then the way you were looking, or people could look at a circumstance before it actually happened, which is a big problem that we have in the boxing conversation land of YouTube and Twitter. And people go down people's resumes and say, oh, who did this guy beat? Oh, that guy was easy. This guy never fought anybody. Let's go down his resume and see, okay, he fought this guy. Oh, that guy never beat anybody. He fought guy number 2. Oh, that guy never fought anybody. Right. And when you do that, hindsight is 20/20. Of course, it looks like an easy fight after the fight was over and you already know what happened. But when you go into it, do you really know? When Floyd Mayweather Jr. went into the fight with Canelo Alvarez, no, people were not acting as if that was some easy fight for Floyd Mayweather Jr. And, we already know the outcome. No, that wasn't the case. It wasn't the case when Floyd fought Victor Ortiz. Is it Virgil Ortiz or Victor Ortiz? Virgil Ortiz is the new Ortiz. Victor Ortiz wasn't like that with him. Definitely wasn't like that with guys like Diego Corrales and a litany of other Ricky Hatton. So when we look back at Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia and the way that Gervonta Davis performed against Ryan Garcia, it's easy to think, okay, yeah, that was an easy fight for him. That was garbage. He's a B-level fighter. And why is he a B-level fighter? Because of how he performed with Gervonta. But the truth of the matter is he had knocked out Javier Fortuna. He had knocked out Luke Campbell. He had knocked out a litany of other fighters, and was somebody that was considered one of the best up and coming lightweights in the world. So Gervonta Davis saying, yeah, man, I was worried about this dude. Yeah, because look, I'm looking at him like he's knocking all these dudes out. Yeah, that's being honest, and that is the way that you should go into a fight with somebody like Ryan Garcia. Now, somebody else did not go into a fight with Ryan Garcia with that amount of respect for Ryan Garcia, the danger of Ryan Garcia. And what happened? He got knocked down 5 times. That's what happened. And actually, and should have caught a clue when he saw Ryan Garcia knock out Oscar Duarte the fight before that. Because to tell you the truth, his technique and his strategy for Oscar Duarte was not that much different than it was for Devin Haney. He wound up eventually doing pretty much the same thing, with the exception that they didn't stop the fight for Devin Haney. However, as we go into this Frank Martin fight, that's what Gervonta Davis is supposed to feel for Frank Martin, too. It keeps you on your P's and Q's. It keeps you looking like, hold on, man, I know this dude, if he lands something on somebody, can really hurt him. I don't know if you guys saw the Jackson Marinez fight with Frank Martin. Frank Martin slumped him. Frank Martin has slumped a lot of people. So I think that is a healthy way for Gervonta Davis to enter into a fight with Frank Martin. And that is what is probably going to allow him to win the fight, and not just listening to all your yes men and listening to everybody tell you how great you are and how easy a fight is going to be. You don't know that until you get in there. And once you start smelling yourself, once you start thinking that you're the greatest and all that, that's when you start slipping a little bit. And it's good to hear, in my opinion, it's good to hear Gervonta Davis say that and still have that focus. And I think a lot of people should have that in life. Keeps you on your P's and Q's. You know, you think you've been working at a job for a long time, you get a little bit too comfortable, say something to the wrong person, all of a sudden you don't have that job anymore, or your performance slips a little bit, you don't have that job anymore. You have a customer you were dealing with in your, in an entrepreneurial venture, you slip up, say something to them, you lose that customer, really could affect your business. Don't get too comfortable out here in the world. You got to get out there and you got to prove yourself every day. Right? Just YouTube, same way here with the YouTube channel. I got to get up here. I got to prove myself every day. Talk to people about boxing every day. Thank you guys for coming around every day, and be worried about, hey, man, if I don't get up, if I don't do this, if I don't pay attention to what's going on, if I'm not honest about what I think or have thought through it, reasonably thoroughly, hey, man, things that you really love can go away, and it doesn't take long. And Devin Haney learned that messing around with Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia may very well learn that messing around with taking supplements that got stuff in it, or if you're of the mind of the school of thought that he did it intentionally, doing it intentionally. All that stuff can go away very, very quickly. So this right now, Gervonta Davis is on the top of the hill. But if he didn't train right for this fight, if he wasn't focused on this fight, if he wasn't 100% zipped in and respectful of Frank Martin, it can go wrong. And that's why the fight is I'm really interested in seeing the fight. Same thing for Devin. Same thing for David Benavidez and Wojciech. Another dangerous fight. Wojciech, the Ukrainian 175 pounder, that's a real fighter there who really did beat up Adonis Stevenson. He wound up getting beat up by Artur Beterbiev, but still, man, that's a real fight, difficult fight for David Benavidez. If David Benavidez ain't locked in on him, he can lose that fight. Same thing for Gary Antoine Russell and Alberto Puello. Very, very close fight. I don't know Puello's record right off the top of my head, but he's a former world champion. Very, very solid fighter. Gary Antoine Russell's never won a world championship before. If he's not on it, can be problems for him. So anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.